To all the geeks and nerds, welcome back to another episode of Beyond Logic. And here we are by the Iron Man. We haven't seen this guy for a while, but yeah, I'm here in the iron farm. And yeah, I just want to show you a little thing I've been working on just off of camera. I showed it on stream this week, but yeah, just wanted to let you know that yeah, we're doing a bit of stockpiling of iron, just in case when 1.14 comes around, if we update. And if iron farms are still in a not so good state, we've got some iron. So I've been stocking up. I've been running this AFK for a bit, and yeah, we have quite a lot of iron now, which is quite good. So I'm going to keep this running, and yeah, hopefully we should get a good stockpile. Now, one thing with these farms, these resettable farms, these stacking farms, is that what can happen is if you leave the area, in particular if you leave the dimension, like if I go to the Nether and then come back again and reload these chunks, then what happens is all of the stacked villages all combine together and merge, and then we have to reset them. But there is a way to keep them loaded, even if we're in a different dimension, even if we're in the Nether or in the end, this farm can still be running while we're over there, and that is this contraption right here. So I'll stick a link in the description, but this is something that was recommended to me by one of the guys on Sci-Fi to take a look at. And basically there's a couple of clocks here, and we end up with these two lines that get activated at the right time, and they lead into these two dispensers, and they fire items through this portal right here. And this portal is actually on a boundary of a chunk. So if I put my chunk boundaries on, you can see there is the chunk boundary and the two dispensers there. So we are supplementing this with we're using poppies that we get out of the farm that we don't need to shoot through the portal to keep it loaded, and also we've got some chickens to supplement it with some eggs, and hopefully that should be enough to keep this thing running no matter where we are. So if I'm over in the end or in the Nether working on stuff, this thing is still running at full capacity, producing iron. So that is good news. All right. So just wanted to show you that. And now it's time to talk about what we're going to be doing today. So let's fly over this way and hop into the Nether. And yeah, let me talk about a few bits and pieces. So here we are in the Nether. And yeah, I've got something else to show you that we made a start on stream on Monday. And I have since completed off camera. So let's go this way down our ice boat tunnel and over our little junctions that we've got until we get to this one right here. Now, normally we'd go straight on to go to the end, but now we can turn right and go this way to the Mesa. So check this out. Here is a tunnel fully complete that we can go all the way to our mining Mesa. And of course, this uses the same design that we've used for other tunnels, but now we can get here super quickly. That is really cool. So as you can see, yeah, it's just the same thing, but using red sandstone. And of course, oh, let me get up this way. Of course, red sandstone, you can't mine that up. You have to get red sand and craft all this stuff. So that was a bit boring, but yeah, we got there in the end. We got the stuff we needed, so that was great. All right, so what I'm thinking about is the Nether has been neglected. The last thing we did was the blaze farm, but before that we haven't done too much. Obviously we've done Castle Barad-dûr, we've done some tunnels, but yeah, that's about it. And that needs to change. We need to make some changes, we need to make some improvements, and yeah, I've got a list of a lot of things. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Logical Geekbot up and running, and then let's fly around and talk about a few things that I'd like to tackle. Before we start talking about new things, why don't we have a quick recap of things we do have in the Nether, just for some new peeps that may have missed stuff earlier on. So here we are inside the base of the castle, and yeah, you'll see we've got a bunch of these portals. These take us to various things in the overworld that is near our starter base. So we've got things like our creeper farm and other farms like slime and skeletons farm, and also the spider farm. So that gives us nice quick access to that stuff. But then we don't really have easy access to the rest of the stuff in the Nether. So what we have to do is we have to go through this front door. We come out this way. We're now exposed to the elements, and in particular ghasts that can shoot us, which we'll come back to in a minute. Then we get to obviously this tunnel. So this is the tunnel we just looked at just a minute ago. So this takes us to our mining desert that way. Go along a bit further. That's our mining Mesa down there. And if we go all the way to the end, down to the end here, this is where we get to our end portal and also our city build that we're doing. So this side of the Nether is all tunneled up, and we've got good access, so that is good stuff. But we have some things we need to do. So first of all, if we look at this castle, looking pretty cool. Look, really happy how that turned out. But if we go down a bit, not so happy about this. Look, it's just a floating platform and doesn't really fit in. So this was always like a temporary measure just to keep us going. But what tends to happen is, I've sort of had this a few times where I'm out here in the open, a ghast will shoot me, and because there's only one layer of netherrack, it gets broken, and then we are exposed to this stuff, to the lava. So not very safe and doesn't look all that great either. So what I'd like to do is do a bit of terraforming out here and make this, rather than being just a floating platform, kind of make it look like it fits in with the land, so kind of slope it down into the lava, that kind of thing. So that will give us an area under here which will be safe and also look good. So what I'm thinking about is, how about is if we're inside the castle, maybe there's a way down and we can get into this area under here. And then under here, this is where we can have like a second part to the hub, which is where we have like a north, south, east, west way to get around. So obviously if we go this direction, there'll be an easy way to come under here and come up into this tunnel, and then we'll be safe at all times. And then we don't have to have like a glass tunnel here, and we can keep the castle sort of separate. So I think that will work out well. So we need to do that, and then we can talk about some other things. So over here at the back at the moment, this is the way to the witch farm and also ice spikes and the blaze farm. So if we just follow this along, this is the way I kind of just fly down here normally. I've dug it all out ready for a tunnel, but we might change this, but we'll talk about that in a second. This is the start of the tunnel design that I had in mind because it's witch themed. But yeah, we'll come back to that in a second. But if we follow this along, we get to this portal here, which is the witch farm. So that's that. And then just a short distance away, here is the blaze farm. And a little bit further on, not too far, just here, we have the guardian farm. Now further down that tunnel is the ice spikes and our ice farm that we just did recently. So it feels like if we're here, we're kind of in the center of a lot of stuff as well. So how about if we have like another little hub here, little hub room, where we can easily get access to the witch farm, the blaze farm, and the guardian farm, and then onto the ice spikes. Now it just so happens that if we had a little room here, if we go directly diagonal this way, so if we go through all of this, so there's a little bit of work to do, but if we went diagonally this way through all of this stuff, we end up pretty much back at the castle. So what I'm thinking about is having a nice easy way to get from the castle, from our safe place underneath the castle here, over that way to all of those farms. And how are we going to do it? How are we going to get from this place to this place diagonally? Well, how about a diagonal piston bolt? As you can imagine, that sounds like it's quite a bit of work to me, so I'm not quite sure how much of that we're going to get done in this episode, but we'll make a start, and if we don't finish it, then we can carry on another time. But yeah, I think that's the plan, so yeah, let's get cracking. I've made a start on our new mini hub, and I've done some calculations, some measurements, and this stone block right here, oh, Jay, no, quick, noob juice on the bar. Oh my god. Oh jeez. Let me take this guy out. Alright, goodbye. Right, let me get out of here and get back to what I was trying to say. Alright, so what I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted is that we've made a start on this mini hub right here, and yeah, I've done some calculations, some measurements, and this stone block here is the center, is going to be the center of our new mini hub over here. So the reason for that is that if you take this block and go exactly in a 45-degree angle that way for quite some time, then you get to the very center of the castle. So that makes sense. So we can have our piston bolt going this way on this 45-degree angle, and it will all kind of line up. And of course, the center of this then lines up with our blaze tunnel right there. Now for the witch farm, which is over that way, there's a pigman in the way, but I've tunneled out a little area there, so we have to move the portal just back a few blocks so it's in line over there. And I started tunneling out over here as well. This will be for the guardian farm. So again, just got to move the tunnel, move the portal back a little bit, so that's in line. So we need to do that. And I've realised that this week I don't have much time. In fact, I have hardly any time to record this week. It's Mother's Day on Sunday. It's also my daughter's birthday. So yeah, family stuff is going to obviously come first. So we're going to have less time to record. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think the plan is going to be this. It's going to be doing the piston bolt and stuff. We'll probably do next episode. And maybe on the live stream on Monday, we'll start doing this tunneling through all of that netherrack to make room for the piston bolt, and do the branching out of the pillaring out of the some platforms so we can build on. we'll do that on live stream on Monday. And I think this episode I'm going to focus on getting these portals moved, getting some tunnels decorated. We've got an idea for the decoration for the witch farm tunnel, and we'll come up with something new for the guardian farm tunnel. And obviously we've got this for the blaze farm. We just need to move this, extend this a little bit, just a few blocks up to here. I think this is where the wall is going to be for the little mini hub. And I'm thinking the floor, we can use glass here because all of this is lava underneath. Some got destroyed there by that cast. But yeah, so either maybe some red or orange glass that we can walk on here. And I'm thinking this might be like a cylinder or a dome shape, this hub. So that would be interesting. I can hear a ghast. Uh-oh. Right, let's get back to safety. Let me get cracking. I've made a bit more progress with the mini hub, but before we go over there, I think the next thing I want to do is just light up these portals, get them moved, and make sure it all links up properly. So I've disabled this portal to the witch farm, and just over here, just behind it, right in the center of it, I've created a new portal right here. So this I'm going to light that, and that links up. If you look over there, that's the center of our mini hub right over there. So you can see I've made a bit of progress. We'll come to that in a minute, but let's test this portal and make sure that it links up properly. Hopefully it does, and should come through. Yes, here we are in our witch drops area. Okay, that's cool. Let's go back through here. Should all link up. Fingers crossed. And yes, all right, awesome. Okay, so that's all working. So that is great news. So now we can have an ice boat tunnel just from the hub over to the witch farm, and then over this side I've done something similar. So I've dug out a nice big corridor for us to decorate. So we'll do that in a bit. And over here, just trying to use up time as I get here. There we go. I've created this portal right here again in the center, so it lines up with our portal. And this way, I've disabled this one. This is to the guardian farm. So if we light this one up and go through, hopefully we should end up at the guardian farm. Fingers crossed. Yes, we are here. Guardian farm, right. Make sure if we go back again, make sure it all links up. Just want to do this first just before we get too far, and then realise that it doesn't all work. Yes. All right. Awesome. All right. So the portals all link up. That's all done. And yeah, let's have a quick look at the what I've done so far here in this kind of portal room, or mini hub, should I say, not portal room. So here we are. I've decided to go with a circle. I think that's pretty cool, and we're going to have these kind of entrances on the north, south, east and west side. Now I'm wondering what to do about this room in terms of decoration. I think I quite like the idea of having glass on the floor. That'd be quite cool, but I'm not quite sure what style to go for. So here is where you can come in. You can help me out here. So I'm looking for any kind of inspiration of what we can do for this room. So tweet me some pictures, get in our Discord, send me some screenshots of any ideas you've got. And if you want to see the size of this thing, I'll just show you this here. So this long side here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've got a 7 on the long side there. Then there's a 3, then a 2, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 singles, and then it repeats. So a 2, a 3, and then back over there to a 7 again. 7, right? Is that what I said? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. And that repeats all the way around. So if you want to make the same size circle, that's what you need. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Give me some inspiration how we can decorate this room up. And I think the next thing is to start working on these tunnels and get them all decorated. I've made a start on the tunnel to the witch farm, as you can see. So I've started off by adding this grass over here on the side. Obviously you've got the ice way for the boat, and just added these kind of beams with logs just all the way around like this. And in this section, obviously this is not finished yet, but this section here, I've kind of finished this bit up, and this is the style we're going for. So we're just mixing in a whole bunch of different types of stone, obviously different slabs and stairs and whatnot here, just to kind of make this look a bit like it's kind of cavey, I guess. That kind of fits in with our storage cave. And yeah, got some mossy stuff in there, some vines, that kind of thing. And yeah, it looks pretty good. And then we've got these green panes of glass to hold the boat in place when we're going along. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. I mean, it takes a bit of time to do this, to kind of place all these. I'll try not to think too much about it. Just kind of put them down randomly and then just kind of play around with it. But yeah, looking all right. So yeah, I've left that open because I've got all my my shulker boxes over there. But yeah, this is looking all right. So I think I'm going to just carry on, just try and do the rest of this. This takes a bit of time, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that's looking. And then we'll see what it looks like when we go past it in a boat. I mean, we're going to zoom past this and probably not see much of it, but yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so going to carry on with this. So that is that. And yeah, I've widened out that tunnel over there for the Guardians, so that's all ready to go, and got to think up a design for that. And I've also extended this up right up to where this entranceway is going to be. So that's all done. And I also had a quick look around in terms of the ice farm we've got over there. And actually, we talked about having a piston bolt going diagonally from the castle to our little mini hub here. Well, actually, if we start from about roughly, I think it's roughly sort of here, if we go diagonally that way, that takes us to the ice farm. So I'm thinking about having a little bit of a rail here and then into a piston bolt all the way to the ice farm, because that's quite a long way away as well. So that might be something for the future. But let me focus on these tunnels and see if I can get these done. The witch farm tunnel is done, and as you can see, I've made a start on the tunnel to the Guardian farm. And yeah, this is the kind of design I think I'll come up with. So obviously using prismarine to kind of denote that it's going to go to the Guardian farm. But I wanted to mix in some lighter blocks as well. Now we've used sandstone before with prismarine. So I thought I'd give birch a try, and I think it looks all right. So we've got these strip birch logs here for these kind of pillars that go across every so often, and then we've got in the ceiling as well, and yeah, a bit on the floor as well. So that's the kind of look we're going for. We've got these orange panes. Obviously, that's a little bit of a nod to the Guardian mob itself, because that has orange spikes. So yeah, I think it looks all right. So I wanted to do this one is a bit more structured, because the other two tunnels we've got, the witch farm and the blaze farm, the patterns there are pretty random and they take a bit of time to do. So I wanted to do something a bit more structured here, something that we could just, you know, a more simple repeatable pattern. So yeah, we can just duplicate this up all the way along, and I think that'll look pretty good. All right, so I need to do that still. So let's go and have a quick look at the witch tunnel. Now you've seen the kind of thing we're going for already, but let's show you the full thing already. So here we are, all done. So it's like this all the way along, just random blocks placed in the ceiling and the walls. So let's try it out, see how much of it we actually see as we're going along in our boat. We go along, we've got this boat breaker at the end. We get teleported up here as before we can go through the tunnel, through the portal rather. When we come back, we can stand on this, get the boat back, and then we can hop down here and go off back to the hub. All right, pretty cool. Let's get rid of this. So I think the next thing to do, obviously, then is just to finish up this tunnel over here. And then, yeah, we'll see how long we've got left and see what else we can do. And with the power of video editing, the tunnel is now complete. So we've replicated up that pattern all the way along, all the way down to the portal from the little mini hub we've got now. And there's a portal, and here is our usual boat breaking system we've got there. And I think this is looking all right. And it's pretty easy to build. I think once you've got one of these repeating patterns, you can just replicate it along. And it's pretty easy going. I'm not sure what we're going to do exactly here yet, because we're not sure about the design of the mini hub. But yeah, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. So we've got three tunnels all done off of this hub. So we need to obviously design up this hub and work out what's going on. The next thing I've kind of started here is working out where the piston bolt is going to go. So obviously it's going to go diagonally that way, and it's really important that I don't make a mistake here and things go offline. So what I'm trying to do here is using these torches to make sure we go in exactly a 45-degree angle. So I've started laying this out, and I've gone one block lower just so we can put down this netherrack as kind of like scaffolding, and then whatever block we're going to build the bolt on, we can place that on top of this. So hopefully that will be all right. So I've cleared out a bit of space here, kind of followed this along. So we've got to keep going in that direction. So yeah, for quite some time, there's quite a lot of things we need to bridge over. So that's going to be a bit of fun. So yeah, come over to the stream on Monday night and watch me probably swim in lava like I did last week. But I got my noob juice on the bar, which is really important. So one thing I need to do is I need to work out how much space we actually need, because we don't just need to build one piston bolt, we need to build two. We need to build one going this way and then one going this way. So they're going to be side by side. And I think they take up quite a bit of space. So I need to work that out to make sure when I tunnel through a big enough hole. So we need to do that. So I might do a little bit more of this, but I think we'll finish this up on the stream on Monday. All right, so let me do a bit of this and then we'll see how far we get. As you can see, I've cleared out a bit of space. but I've actually just realised the time. And yeah, time is ticking and I don't have a lot left. So this is what I've done so far. So yeah, as I said, I'm going to finish this up on stream and make sure we've got all of the sort of infrastructure in place ready to build the bolt. And we'll do that next episode. So that is going to be pretty cool. All right, so to finish up, let's head on over to the Death Star and yeah, do one more thing. We are in the Hall of Fame and we've got a new member to add to these beautiful people behind me. But I gotta say, this person almost didn't make it. Let me tell you why. So last night I was hanging out on stream with some of the peeps that played together and stream. So that was Bowtie Daniels, Zaref, and also Ruler. They were all streaming together, and yeah, I was just hanging out, you know, watching as I was kind of working on the episode. And yeah, the subject of their builds sort of came up, and I think Zaref wanted to add some pink into their builds, and Ruler was not impressed with that. And there was a bit of a joke going on, you know. And then a bit later on, I said, "Oh, I know, I've got a suggestion for you." And I said, "How about some pink?" as a joke. And then this guy, the Zenith. Do you know what he did? He banned me. He banned me from the stream. I got banned. But it was super funny because the Ruler was like, oh no, that was logic. I'm so sorry. But it was all good. I was actually laughing my head off. It was really funny. So Zenith, thanks for being an awesome part of the community. It's just really good fun. Kind of really fitting in well and helping everyone out. And obviously being a mod on some of the other communities' channels is a really good thing to do to free up your time to do that. So welcome to the Hall of Fame, and thank you for banning me. So yeah, let me know what head you want and we'll get it for you, and I promise I won't ban you. And so that is about it for this episode. We have done some groundwork for our tunnels in the Nether, which is really good stuff. A little bit of a change of pace this week, but yeah, when I don't have a lot of time, I've got to try and squeeze these things in as best I can. So I hope that was all right. But next week, hopefully we can get the piston bolt up and running. That is going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to getting that done because they are super fun to ride. And yeah, so if you enjoyed the episode, then please hit the like button. And if you're new, then feel free to subscribe. And if you've got any comments or suggestions, then get it in that comment section. All right, my geeks, until next time, I will see you later.